Hey everyone, are you ready for another deep dive? Today we're talking about Valerie West.
Oh, yeah, she's fascinating.
She really is this amazing young woman competing in Miss Universe Philippines 2025.
Yeah, I was reading an article about her just the other day.
From the Manila Standard, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh,
So inspiring.
I thought you'd love this one, especially since you're so interested in Filipino culture and, I mean, what a story.
She's just incredible.
She is. You know what really struck me? She is not your typical beauty queen. I mean, an EMT. Come
I
on.
know, right? And she has a biomedical engineering degree. It's
Who?
pretty monumental.
Breaking the mold, that's for sure. Okay, so Valerie is representing Ifugao in the competition.
Beautiful area, known for those amazing rice terraces.
Yes, and
Yeah,
the cultural heritage is incredible. But here's the thing, she's actually from New York.
really? Wow, that's interesting.
She is born and raised there, but her mother is Filipina from Kiangan, Ifugao.
Ah, so she's still deeply connected to her roots.
Oh, absolutely, and it shows in everything she does. But before we go any further, let's talk about how she got here.
Right. Fill in the backstory.
This isn't her first time in the pageant world. She actually won a bunch of Miss Teen titles between 2017 and 2019.
Oh, wow. So she's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, she has. But then after those wins, she did something really interesting.
Let me guess. She didn't just jump right into Miss Universe Philippines.
You got it. She decided to pursue her education.
Smart move.
She got her biomedical engineering degree at the University of Delaware.
Biomedical engineering. That's a tough field. A lot of respect for
But
that.
seriously, it's like a combination of medicine and engineering, developing new technologies for healthcare and stuff.
Right. It's all about using engineering to solve those really complex medical problems.
Exactly. So she's beautiful and brilliant. What a combo.
You know, I was wondering about that. I mean, she's an EMT.
Yeah.
How does that fit in with everything else she's doing?
It's all connected, believe it or not. Valerie's ultimate goal is to become a pediatric cardiologist.
Wow. That's amazing. Working with kids' hearts, that takes a special kind of person.
It really does. And it's a super specialized field. But her work as an EMT is giving her hands-on experience with emergency medicine.
Makes sense. She's getting a real feel for what it's like to be in those high-pressure situations.
Right. And then you add in the biomedical engineering background.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Ah,
She can end up using her engineering skills to create new things for heart care.
that's exactly it. It's like she's building this incredible foundation to make a real difference in the future.
Talk about a driven individual. I mean, she doesn't stop there either.
You're telling me she sings, she dances.
Seriously.
Yeah. She even competed on The Clash when she was just 17.
No way. That's awesome. You know, it's amazing to see someone like her representing Filipino women,
It is. She's breaking stereotypes left and right.
embracing all her talents, passionate about her heritage, and she really wants to make a positive impact.
You can't help but be inspired by her story.
You know, reading that article, I was struck by something she said about how Filipino cultural values and empowerment inspired her.
She really seems to embody that. She's a beauty queen, but she's also using her platform for good.
It's like she's challenging what it even means to be a beauty queen these days.
And you know what else? In the article, she mentions looking up to Katrina Gray.
Ah, yes. Another incredible Filipina.
For sure. I think she sees Katrina as a role model for using the Miss Universe platform to promote Filipino culture.
Katrina really paved the way for so many, showing what's possible.
And now Valerie's carrying that torch. But let's not forget about all the work she's doing with the PUSO Foundation.
Right. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's this nonprofit organization doing amazing work in 7 countries.
7. Wow, that's a big reach. What kind of work do they do?
They help underserved communities, giving them access to things like education, healthcare, and sustainable livelihood opportunities. And Valerie isn't just a spokesperson.
She's really involved.
Oh, yeah. She actively encourages young people to get involved in service work to pay it forward.
That's so important, getting the next generation involved.
It is, and it's clear that she's really passionate about making a difference.
Oh, we've got beauty, brains, talent, and compassion. It's pretty remarkable.
She seems to have it all, but I'm really curious to learn more about her experience as an EMT. How does she balance that with everything else she's doing?
And how does all of that connect back to her biomedical engineering background?
That's what I'm thinking too. It seems like that could really influence her future as a pediatric cardiologist. This is where it gets really interesting for me.
Let's dive into all of that.
Okay, so she's going to be a doctor. And she's a beauty queen and an EMT. So where does the biomedical engineering fit into all of this?
It's not just a random thing. It's really important. You
Oh,
know?
I'm sure it is, but help me understand.
Well, biomedical engineering is about solving medical problems using engineering. Like,
Mhm.
think about prosthetic limbs, artificial organs, new imaging techniques, all that.
Right. Yeah, I get that. But how does that connect to being a pediatric cardiologist?
Well, pediatric cardiology is a field that's always changing, always relying on the latest and greatest technology.
Makes sense.
So her engineering background, that gives her a totally different perspective.
Oh, interesting.
She'll be able to approach treatment and diagnosis in a whole new way.
I hadn't thought of it like that.
And who knows, maybe she'll even develop new devices or therapies specifically for kids with heart conditions.
Wow, that's incredible.
It really is not just about treating patients, it's about changing the whole field.
That's amazing. Okay, so we've established she's got the brains, but what about the EMT work? How does she balance that with everything else?
That's a great question. It's a demanding job, no doubt about it.
I bet.
It takes a lot of quick thinking,
Hmm.
you know, being able to stay calm under pressure.
You have to know what you're doing.
Exactly. You need a deep understanding of emergency medical procedures. It's not for everyone,
I can imagine.
but Valerie, she seems to thrive in that kind of environment.
You know, I'm seeing a connection here to her pageant experience, too. Think about it.
What do you mean?
The poise, the confidence, the ability to just handle anything that comes her way.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
That's going to translate to her work as an EMT, right?
Absolutely. Both pageantry and emergency medicine require grace under pressure, being able to communicate effectively and really wanting to help others.
You have to have empathy and compassion, too.
Exactly. And the ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Those are skills she's developing in both worlds.
It's amazing how those seemingly different paths actually complement each other.
Yeah, isn't it?
Speaking of complementing, let's circle back to the PUSO Foundation.
Okay, yeah.
I want to hear more about what they do.
So the PUSO Foundation is all about empowering communities, those underserved communities around the world.
Right, the ones who need it most.
Exactly. They provide access to education, healthcare, sustainable livelihood opportunities, that sort of thing.
It sounds like they're making a real difference.
They are. And Valerie isn't just a face for the organization.
I know you said they're...
She's really involved in their initiatives.
So what does that look like?
Well, she uses her platform to raise awareness and encourage donations, of course. But she also goes beyond that.
Does she travel with them or something?
She does. She participates in their outreach programs, often travels to different countries to work directly with the communities they're helping.
Wow, she's really hands-on.
Very much so.
It's amazing to see someone her age already having such a tangible impact.
It is. It makes you wonder what drives her to do all this,
Right. Where does she get the energy and the motivation?
I think it goes back to how she was raised and those strong Filipino values.
I bet her mom is so proud.
In the article, she talked about seeing women empowering each other and emphasizing family values. She said it's hard not to be inspired.
Makes sense.
And she said even abroad, Filipinos carry those values with them.
That's so powerful.
It's about heritage and how it shapes you, even when you're far from home. It's also about community and responsibility, lifting each other up and using your talents to serve a greater purpose. It's in the culture.
It's like she's carrying that spirit of Bayanihan with her everywhere she goes.
You got it, Bayanihan. That Filipino concept of unity and cooperation.
Right. Everyone coming together to achieve something.
That's exactly what Valerie's doing in every aspect of her life.
It's truly inspiring. She's chasing her own dreams, but she also wants to make a difference for others. And she stays connected to her roots while she's doing it.
It's impressive, to say the least.
Representing Ifugao in the Miss Universe Philippines competition must be really meaningful for her.
I bet it is. Ifugao has such a rich cultural heritage.
I know, right? And in the article, she talked about being so proud to represent her mother's home province.
It's a way for her to connect with her ancestry, to show off the beauty and diversity of Filipino culture on a national stage.
Absolutely. And don't forget about Katrina Gray. She's a big influence, too.
That's right. Katrina really opened doors for women like Valerie.
Showing them that they can embrace their many different identities.
It's powerful.
Katrina's impact is huge. She changed what it meant to be a Miss Universe, showing the world that intelligence and compassion and advocacy, those things can go hand in hand with beauty.
For sure.
And now Valerie is following in her footsteps, using her platform to fight for causes she believes in.
Inspiring others to do the same.
It's like a torch being passed from one generation to the next, a legacy of strong Filipinas using their voices to create positive change.
I love that analogy.
It's beautiful. But do you think this trend will continue? Will we see more beauty queens becoming advocates? using their platforms to make a real difference.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Hmm.
It's hard to say for
Yeah.
sure, but I do think there's a growing awareness these days. People are realizing the power of these platforms and the responsibility that comes with them.
Hopefully that means we'll see more contestants speaking out about important issues.
Championing causes and inspiring action. It's happening already.
That's a good sign. And Valerie West, she's a shining example of what this new generation of beauty queens can be.
She's proof that beauty is more than what's on the surface.
And that true empowerment comes from within.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But, we've been talking about all the amazing things she's doing,
Right.
but we should also consider the challenges she might face.
Trying to do it all. Yeah, it's a lot.
Exactly. It could lead to burnout. Juggling a demanding career, advocacy work, and a personal life,
It's not easy.
especially when you consider her future plans. Becoming a pediatric cardiologist,
That's a long road.
years of specialized training. So much dedication.
It'll be interesting to see how she navigates it all.
How she prioritizes her goals. It's like walking a tightrope.
Balancing passion and ambition with the realities of time and energy.
Exactly. But speaking of ambition, I'm curious about her plans for the future.
Me too.
Do you think she'll continue her advocacy work even while she's in med school?
I don't know. What do you think?
It's hard to say. Only Valerie knows for sure. But based on everything we've seen so far,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she found a way to weave her passion for service
Yeah.
into her medical practice.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like maybe she'll specialize in treating underserved communities.
Or focus on finding innovative solutions for kids with heart problems in places where resources are limited.
Exactly. That's what's so inspiring about her story. She has the potential to impact lives on so many levels.
As a doctor and an advocate.
It's a reminder that we can all make a difference no matter what path we choose.
That's a great point. But wait a minute, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
What do you mean?
She's still in the Miss Universe Philippines competition.
Oh, that's right. We've been so busy analyzing everything, we haven't even talked about her chances of winning.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, let's be real for a second.
What are you thinking?
We can't talk about someone in Miss Universe Philippines and not talk about...
Whether they can win the whole thing.
Exactly. What are her chances?
It's interesting because she's got so much going for her. She's intelligent, compassionate, talented.
Let's not forget, she's breaking stereotypes.
Huge these days.
Yeah.
People are tired of the same old thing,
Totally. They want someone real, someone authentic.
Someone who's more than just a pretty face. And she's definitely that.
But let's be honest, the competition is tough.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about some of the most incredible women in the Philippines.
They're all beautiful and accomplished.
It's true.
But remember, she's already proven herself. She's won those Miss Teen titles. She knows what she's doing.
Right, that experience is valuable.
It's not like she just showed up out of nowhere.
She knows how to work a runway, how to present herself with confidence.
And let's not forget about the clash. She can handle performing in front of a crowd.
She's comfortable on stage.
Plus, she's got that something extra, that X factor.
I know exactly what you mean. That stark, that genuineness, it shines through.
It does, and her advocacy work, that just adds another layer.
It does. It shows she cares about more than just herself.
She's representing something bigger, something that people can connect with.
She's not just trying to win a crown, she's trying to make a difference.
She's advocating for change, for empowerment. That's a powerful message.
It really is. I think she has a real shot at winning this thing.
I think so too. I wouldn't bet against her.
She's definitely a strong contender.
Well, even if she doesn't win,
You know what? Her journey is already a victory.
it really is. She's broken down barriers, defied expectations. She's inspired so many people.
And at the end of the day, isn't that what matters most?
I think so. Using your platform to make a positive impact, that's what it's all about.
Couldn't agree more.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Valerie West, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
How does Valerie's story change how we think about success?
That's a great question to ponder.
Think about what parts of her journey resonate with you.
Maybe it's her dedication to serving others.
Or maybe it's her pursuit of knowledge.
Or her commitment to her heritage.
Whatever it is, Valerie's story reminds us that we can all achieve great things.
We can pursue our dreams, embrace who we are, and use our voices to make a difference.
It's been so much fun exploring Valerie's story with you today.
I've loved it. Thanks for having me.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep challenging the status quo. And remember, true empowerment starts from within.
Beautifully said.